This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Welcome, brothers and sisters. You are listening to INC Radio Africa DCEM 954, the official satellite radio station of the Iglesia ni Cristo. I am your host for today's program. My name is Brother Edwin Ronald Dorsey. I'm coming to you live here in Lagos, Nigeria. The time is 6 o'clock or 6:08 in the evening, and the temperature outside here in Lagos, Nigeria, is about 33 degrees Celsius. So it's pretty hot here in Lagos, although it's cloudy, but it's still pretty hot. Let's go to the other stations in Africa and also in the Philippines. There in King Williamstown, South Africa, the time is about 7 o'clock in the evening, and the temperature outside is about 25 degrees Celsius. There in Lalongwe studio, there in Malawi, Lalongwe, it's about 24 degrees Celsius, and the time is also 7 o'clock in the evening. Let's go now to the Philippines. The time there in the Philippines is 1 o'clock in the morning. Magandang umaga po sa mga nanonood there in the Philippines. The temperature outside is about 27 degrees Celsius there, and also it's cloudy. You can access the INC Radio Live YouTube. Just search for the INC Radio Africa, click live, install it on your phone devices with either iOS or Android available. So we are also asking you to we encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook, and Instagram official pages. And also during our program today, we'll be reading your comments. So if you're with us there in the live chat on YouTube, please give your shout outs. And also, we'll give you a assignment later on regarding the program, that the topic of our program. So let's go to that now. But before we go to the topic of the program, we also want to introduce our co-host for today's program, Brother Enoch. How are you, Brother Enoch? Good morning or good evening, sorry.
Hello, Kuya Edwin and our beloved viewers. This is Brother N. Yada once again here in the local Kampala in the district of Northern Africa. Kuya Edwin, I'm doing well. We thank God for once again this yet given opportunity to once again give some views concerning this interesting topic tonight. Stay tuned. Don't go away from this interesting one. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, brother. And do we have Sister Doreen? Are you there with us, Sister Doreen? I think she's still setting up. She's setting up. So let's continue. So the topic of the program is about reading. So for our previous episode here on INC Radio Africa, we have tackled about reading as a good habit. Since then, I hope that we started reading a lot more, getting interested with different kinds of books out there. So the question is, why is it considered as a good habit? And what are some of the techniques that can possibly help when we are reading? So this time around, we wanted to talk about reading as an everyday doing. What are the benefits of reading? But before we start finding out the benefits of reading, here's this assignment. In our live chat there on YouTube, please mention the favorite book, your favorite book that you like to read, and how many minutes or hours in a day do you take reading that book that you like to read? Okay, so mention that on the YouTube live, and we'll read it during our program. So here are some of the benefits of reading every day. This is referenced by lifestyle dot or lifehack.org. So number one, mental stimulation for your brain. Every part of our body needs exercise to stay healthy. And the same goes for our brain. Reading gives it regular exercise and it keeps it healthy and sound. When you read every day, you stimulate your mental activity and slows down mental disorders such as Alzheimer's and dementia. So one of the big benefits of reading, right? It helps mental stimulation in the brain. So it will also lessen the causes of, according to what we have read, slows down the causes of Alzheimer's and dementia. How else? What else are the benefits of reading? Good habit for stress reduction. Everyday concerns will keep bothering you unless you do something to divert your mind. Reading gives you that mental space to occupy yourself with something more interesting. When you read a great story, all your stress seems to slip away and relax you since you tend to travel, you come across valuable advice or solutions to your problems. So, reading also helps reduce what? Stress. We cannot avoid stress. We go through stress almost every day. May it be from work, may it be from school. So, what can we do to, what are one of the things that we can do to lessen the stress? Well, just like what we have found out by one of the articles that we're reading, is to read. Read your favorite novel. Read what excites you, either fan fiction or nonfiction, poetry, all those kinds of forms of reading can lower down stress. Okay? So, what else? Knowledge enhancement. So, how does reading help with knowledge enhancement? There are numerous ways to learn about life, from self help books to reading fiction. Even when you feel dem- demotivated, you can read an inspirational biography to lift your mood. One of the great benefits of reading books is that the knowledge you gain from them can never be taken away from you. So, reading helps with the enhancement in knowledge. What else? Vocabulary expansion. When you develop the habit of reading, you enhance your vocabulary. Reading any type of book can improve your vocabulary to an impressive extent. Having great command over the language is known to help many in their professional and academic life. Moreover, with better vocabulary knowledge, you get to fill yourself with self confidence when sitting in a group with a knowledgeable audience. So, reading improves vocabulary. When you want to learn a certain language and you want to get better in that language, uh, we're always being taught to read a book. For example, when we were in the Philippines, they told us if you wanted to master Tagalog, read a Tagalog book. Here, if you want to master English, read a English book. And if there are words that you do not understand or it's new to you how to pronounce it, you write it down, right? You write it down, you make a list of the words that you don't know, you write it down, and then you look in the dictionary to find out the definition of each word that you come across to. And then you'll actually, since you know what that word means, you can use it in your everyday speaking, or for those who give lectures, for those who speak in public, you can add those kind of words that you found in books that you understand, that you know, and it'll show how intelligent you are and how professional you are as a speaker. So what's next? Improves your memory. So we what we read earlier, one of the first benefits that we have read, that reading helps with Alzheimer's, slows down Alzheimer's and dementia. All those diseases are affecting the brain and how it remembers, or how it slowly tend to forget because of those kind of diseases. So how does this improve your memory? Regular reading is a great exercise for your brain. If you read a fictional book, your brain is forced to remember the names and nature of various characters. Going back to their history and remembering events or plots is fun and improves your memory. One of the greatest benefits of reading daily is that your brain becomes super powerful. An amazing fact about our brain is that it can retain a great amount of information, and with every new memory, your brain creates new brain pathways. So, reading really helps, just like what we mentioned in the introduction. The reading really helps our brains out. It's an exercise in our thoughts and how we think about things in life. It also helps us reduce stress, and it helps us with our vocabularies. So those who like to read, continue to do so. It's so many things that can help us when we read. It's so much different. For example, when we are reading and watching TV, watching movies. Now, most of all the movies and TV shows that are coming out were based on books, but they're not as best told in the movies. When you read a book, your mind, your imagination starts to wonder, how does this character look like? What how the author describes a certain character, you will put it in your imagination how that person looked like and how they do things, right? So that's how important reading is and how it benefits in our lives. Now, let's go to our co-hosts that are here that are with us. Brother Enoch, can we ask you some things, Brother Enoch?
Yes, Poku Ivan.
Okay, that's good. First of all, how are you doing, Brother Enoch?
I'm doing well, thank you, brother.
Okay, so what's new about you, Brother Enoch?
Come again?
What's new, Brother Enoch? How's
Oh,
everything? What's new with you?
yeah, that day went well, we thank God. It was a beautiful Friday. Now it has also ended. So we thank God for us to be here this afternoon, this morning, and this evening. So we are doing here in Uganda, we are doing well. And when you look outside, we even have a good and nice weather outside. Thank you.
Okay, how's your farming doing? Remember our conversation last time? We talked about farming, or
Yes.
gardening. Sorry. Yes, yes. Okay, so the first of all, Brother Enoch, do you like to read? Is reading one of your hobbies that you like to do?
Yeah, for sure. We are doing reading is truly good. That's why we even encourage everyone to get a habit of reading, because when you make a reading a habit of you, of course you get some many things that you can thank God later.
So, what are your favorite books that you have that you've read so far, or what are your favorite books that you like to read, Brother Enoch?
Okay, thank you. I always want to read science books, science fiction. Also, I grab some novels and also some motivational books. For there is a book called The Power of Mental Discipline. It is a nice one. I recommend it to us. If you get time, if you get that chance, grab that book for us to go through. Then there is the 77 ways to get more customers. Of course, that is a language of those in business, the brothers and sisters out there who are engaging themselves in business. So when you get this book and you sit down, you concentrate, you read it, of course, they will take you through those 77 ways to get more customer. Then the other that I also always want to read whenever I have that chance of reading, whenever I have that time. The book is entitled Forgive Yourself. Forgive Yourself. The book is called Forgive Yourself. Because sometimes we do mistakes because human as we are, no one is perfect. But sometimes when we do those mistakes, we keep on again um, feeling bad about the mistakes. yes, it's human, of course, as anyone, normal. After a mistake, you feel bad. Then you start asking yourself a question: how come I was able to do this? And if given an opportunity, how else can I change this mistake not to happen again? So that's when this book comes in. Forgive yourself. You just have to forgive yourself. You accept that, yes, fine, this mistake happened. I did this mistake, but of course, it wasn't out of my will. Sometimes things happen, not for they happen sometimes when we don't know, when we even don't have any control over them. So when we find ourselves in such a situation, we just have to again forgive ourselves. So that's why that book comes in to give us a great hope, to give us a great inspiration. That no matter what happens, no matter what we do, we just have to learn and accept the mistake. We we learn through the mistake because it's always important when you get a problem, when you find a challenge, you always have to at least speak something from it or learn something from it. So when we find ourselves in such a mess, we just have to forgive ourselves. We accept that yes, it happened, then life continues. Yeah, Edwin. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Enoch. So those are like those, like what was mentioned during the introduction, those life, life enhancement books, right? So those are one of the genres that you like. What other kind of genre books do you like to read, Brother Enoch, other than science fiction? What other kind of books do you like to read?
Besides the motivation ones, I talked about a category of science fiction. You know, those guys out there, they are not sleeping. They're always busy. They always want to look ahead. They always assume that if this happens, of course, this will also happen. So that's why they always bring out videos. They always bring out that information concerning the science. But sometimes it is not advisable to go deep into science because sometimes the more you get deep into it, the more you get confused. So sometimes it's just better you just don't even bother yourself to go deep in it. You just have to just read it, something for you to get updated, for you to be well conversant with science. Thank you, Bri.
So, Brother Enoch, thank you for letting us know those things. What do you think is important to make reading as an everyday habit?
Okay, thank you once again, Kuya Edwin. So, first of all, this habit we have to just learn to embrace it because you cannot wake up all of a sudden, then you find yourself that you like reading so much. So that is a habit that you have to start maybe those who are still studying, start at the early age, and those of us who finished school, still we have to still remain reading, at least for us to be always updated, for us to always know what is happening around us. Then they even such a habit also helps us a lot in many ways that we are about to talk about. We hydrate. Thank you, Pierre.
Okay, thank you, Brother Enoch, for sharing your views and your favorite books and the reason why you like those books. And that's very good, Brother Enoch. Sister Doreen, are you with us, sister? How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, so just like the questions I asked Brother Enoch, I will also ask you, Sister Doreen. Um,
It's okay.
what are your favorite kind of books that you like to read, sister?
Mostly entrepreneur. I like business books. Like I have my own book, like this one here. It's called the Plant Eyewitness. Yeah, I like reading it so much. It tells me because I do agrobusiness, so I read a lot about plants, how to care, all things about agriculture.
Okay,
Yes.
that's very good, sister. So, how often do you read, Sister Doreen?
Almost every day because every day I have to learn new things to add into my business. So from 10 to midnight, it's my time to read when the place is too quiet so that I can concentrate.
Okay, that's true. Usually during nighttime when
Yeah,
everybody's sleeping and everyone is
yeah,
quiet.
no one is shouting for me.
So, Sister Doreen, on your point of view, why do you think it's important to make reading as an everyday habit?
Yes, I think it's very essential because it can make me to stay up to date on the new release. Any information which is new, I can be updated when I read something. I will know what's on the ground, you know. Sometimes it helps me to challenge myself when I read because before I know I went to school, I know more. But when I get a certain book I read, I will know I have challenged myself now. There's something missing in myself, so I will know who I am. Then also it helps me for self-esteem. You know, some people you tell them you can talk in the public, no one can express him or herself in the public. But once I read every day, I can be able to express myself in the public to avoid self-esteem because I'm always used to read. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sister Doreen, for sharing
Well,
those things.
mm,
Um, Reading is so important to all who are watching, and just like what we mentioned, how much it benefits us in our lives. To think that just by reading slows down Alzheimer's, slows down dementia, right? And
yeah.
reading, it calms down your thoughts throughout the day because usually before you sleep, you think about everything that's happened, all the problems, all the things. But once you start to read and you get into the zone once you start reading, that zone where nothing else matters at that time because you're so into what you're reading, and it makes you just like what I mentioned earlier, it makes us relieve that stress or those things that are bothering us, especially if we have books where the main character has to go through different challenges and
Mm,
finally accomplishes his mission or being able to surpass fighting big monsters or whatever it is. It gives you that sense, that feeling that if this made up character can do it, then I can also overcome all those problems that I go through in life. So, to those who are watching, we're going to take our station break at this time. We're having a good time with our discussion. So, please, once we have our station break, please come back and we'll continue with our topic about how reading benefits us and it should be a habit in our lives.
This is INC Radio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Personality development is about changing and getting better in many ways. It plays a vital role in cultivating our behaviors, traits, and overall perspective in life. Tune in to INC Radio Mediterranean Satellite Studio on March 15, Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern European Standard Time. And that is Saturday, 3 a.m. Philippine Time as we talk about personality development. All of this and more only here on INC Radio DZEM 954, changing lives through God's words.
Beautiful food presentations are a delightful blend of artistry and culinary skill. Each dish is meticulously crafted to captivate not only the taste buds but also the eyes. The attention to detail in each dish reflects a level of dedication and passion by the one who prepared the dish that can truly be tasted with every bite. Join us this Sunday, March 17th at 4 p.m. Philippine Standard Time or 5 p.m. Korean Standard Time as we talk about how food presentations can be a game changer. See you then!
Join us for another exciting episode as we launch our new segment, INC Kids in New Zealand in Action. In this segment, you will get to see and meet our little talented and adorable CWS in New Zealand.
Hi, I'm Clarence, and you can call me CJ.
Hi, my name is Brother Lucas Villegas.
Hi, my name is Janine. I am a choir member in the CWS in the church.
The result of Softly Children Edition winners will also be announced, only here in INCRadio New Zealand Satellite Studio this Sunday, March 17th, 2024 at 7 p.m. New Zealand Daytime, 2 p.m. Philippine Standard Time. See you then!
Welcome back to all who are listening and watching INC Radio Africa DCEM 954, the official satellite radio station of the Iglesia ni Cristo. Let's continue to support all the INC radio programs, especially this coming weekend. We have a lot of programs that are coming out, like the INC Radio in the Mediterranean. They will be talking about personality development. So if you're interested in that, join also those programs. We also have an INC Radio food presentations that will be on March 17th, 4 o'clock Philippine time. So if you'd like to see food presentation or you just like to look at food, also join the program. And for the children, we have the INC Radio in New Zealand in action for all the children who are members of the Church of Christ. You can also tune into those programs in the INC Radio. Now, there's a lot of programs and TV shows that are out in this world today, but we should always be involved. As members of the Church of Christ, we should always be involved in watching the INC Radio because it helps us not only with things in this life, but even in a spiritual sense. It makes us better as members of the Church of Christ. So let's continue to support all the programs in the INC Radio. So let's get back to our topic about the reading, how it helps benefit us in this life, right? There's so many books that are out there, right? I remember there was this book entitled The Fahrenheit 451. I think they made a movie of this recently, but it's a very old book, and it was a story about the future where everyone was burning books, right? So reading was not allowed. Okay, that's what I'm trying to remember from that story that I wrote. Read, sorry, not wrote, but read. We also want to let everyone know that the INC Radio there in Oregon, let's also join in and participate in that activity as well. Okay, so let's continue. But first, as we continue with our topic, we actually have a Christian music video. A video that will be played. This is called Basic Learning in Swahili in Kenyan language. Swahili lesson with Sister Veronica Akinyi. So let's all pay attention and learn Swahili.
Hello, brothers and sisters from around the world. With you is Brother Enoch Juma from Kisumu Group Worship Service, Kenya, the District of Northern Africa. I would like to take you through Swahili lesson yet again concerning some of the simple English words used as greetings and conversational starters. The first word is good morning. In Swahili, habari ya asubuhi. Second word, good afternoon. habari ya mchana. The third word, good evening, habari ya jioni. What is your name? Jina lako ni nani? My name is, jina langu ni. Where are you from? Unatoka wapi? I come from, ninatoka upande wa. I am glad to meet you. Ninafurahi kukutana na wewe. Can I see you again? Naweza kukuona tena. I'm happy to see you again. Ninafurahi kukuona tena. How are you today? Uhali gani leo? I'm fine, thank you. Niko salama, asante. Where are you going? Unaenda wapi? I'm going to. Ninaenda. Goodbye. Kwaheri. Take care. Kaa chonjo. That's all for today. Thank you and let's meet again. Bye bye.
Okay, we are back here in INC Radio Africa, DCEM 954, the official satellite radio station of the Iglesia ni Cristo. The video that we had watched was entitled Basic Learning in Swahili. So those who are learning in the Kenyan language, Swahili, make sure that you remember all those short words, that phrases that they use commonly, so that if ever those who would like to visit Kenya, you have your own basic knowledge of certain phrases that you can say once you're there. We would like to give a shout out to those who are on the the live chat. We want to give a special shout out to our district supervising minister, Brother Danilo R. Pasqua, and his wife, Sister Reni po. Hello po. We'll give a special shout out also to our assistant district minister, Brother Albert Alan, who's also here with us in the live chat. Kajul po. Hello po, Kajul. How are you po? Shout outs po. To Kuya Bry, who's also giving shout outs. Also to Ate Roxanne. Hello po. Also reading, Brother Kajul likes the Alchemist book. That's very good po. Uh, let's continue, brothers and sisters, to put the kind of favorite books that you like to read. The special books that you hold on dearly and can never forget about. Okay, we'll continue to read more during the live chat, but let's continue with our program. So the next part is as we continue, how else does reading help? According to the life hack, stronger analytical thinking skills. So how does this help in reading? One of the most amazing benefits of reading every day is that it can improve your analytical skills. Reading mystery novels help you develop skills that can assist you in problem solving. While reading a novel, the disclosure is pretty slow, and your mind is forced to predict or make guesses. Upon disclosure, you get to connect the dots. It's fun to make your brain smarter and enhance your analytical skills. Subconsciously, the brain is trained to think more smartly and develop strong analytical skills. And this is true. The mystery novels, like Sherlock Holmes and all those kind of books, right? They cause you to do analytical thinking, analyzing what will happen next. Okay, so that's something that you can take and use it in your life, that kind of skill. So that's how reading is very important. Finding out, trying to investigate what's going on or what's going to happen to the certain characters Usually, kind of uh, those kind of mystery books will help you unlock some analytical way of thinking. So, how else? Improves focus and concentration. While reading can bring back the lost power of focus and concentration, if you can feel that using modern technology lowers our productivity, then develop the healthy habit of reading every day. Keeping yourself occupied with reading for about 20 to 30 minutes can be great for your brain. It can help you with better focus and concentration. Okay, so how does reading help you improve in focus and concentration? Just like what we have gone through, it'll help you focus more. So for example, there's an interesting character on the story that you're reading, and it helps you focus on every single detail, how they describe the character, how the character thinks, what the plot is in the story. That's something that you can develop by reading always. Okay, and the number of minutes that we can read, right? There's one thing that we used to do in school. I think others who came from the U.S. and that part, it's called SSR, silent sustained reading. We would have that during school, where maybe up to 20 minutes or almost 30 minutes during class time, all we're doing is just reading in silence. Okay, and the teacher would give us that time to read our favorite books that we would like to read, and then after the 20 minutes is up, we would go in front of the class and tell the class what we have just read and why the book was so interesting. Usually, but that can help us in a certain way, where when we read a certain book or certain chapters in the book for quite some time, what we can do is take a journal, a reading log, right? A reading log, and we log in everything that we've just read about. Okay, what will happen? So this causes us, or this will help us to focus more in what we're doing and in everything that we do in this life. So what's next? Better writing skills. If you read more, you will naturally become good at writings. Since your vocabulary and pronunciation improve by reading regularly, it eventually makes you a better writer. We are not just talking about writing fiction, books, novels, etc. Even when writing something in an everyday personal and professional life, your writing skills would have improved by regularly reading. Okay, so the more you read, the better your writing skills will become. So that's basically reading and writing is always hand in hand together. Okay, if you read better, then eventually you become a better what? A better writer. Because in a novel or in a story, how the author will write, they have to make sure that the pronunciation is correct, the punctuation of every sentence is correct. The term subject verb what? Agreement, right? Has to make sense in a book, because if that is off, the subject verb agreement is off within a story, then it will not make sense. That also we can use and incorporate in our writing for those who like to write. Okay, we have to make sure that in the body paragraph there is that subject verb agreement. Everything that we use is correct. That's how writing will help us, or reading will help us improve in our writing skills, and we get to see how the grammar is being used. Okay, the right terms to use when we are writing and also when we are speaking. Okay, so what else? How else does reading help? Tranquility. Don't you sometimes feel like just getting away from all the hustle and bustle of everyday nonsense? But it's not always cost effective to plan a trip to get some time in solitude. Reading a book allows you to gain similar tranquility. What's more interesting is that people suffering from high blood pressure or anxiety can find peace in reading. Reading self help or spiritual text uplifts your soul and makes you feel better. Just like what Sister Doreen mentioned earlier, right? She mentioned that she starts to read at 10 o'clock at night onwards to even 12 o'clock in the morning. The reason for that, she said, it's because it's very what? Quiet. So when you're reading, it's very quiet. You find a quiet place, right? It's very hard to read when it's very loud in your area. So the thing is, if you want to read, find a quiet place to read where your mind can escape, just like what we mentioned. If you can escape or take a break from all the stress in life. You know, and it really does produce tranquility, a peaceful time of learning, reading things that are happening in the story novel. What's next? Free source of entertainment. So if you're tired of going to the movies and spending a lot of money, or even these what you call it, these other programs that cost every month, the streaming shows, how does reading help with that? You would be surprised to know that some of your favorite movies or TV series were made after getting inspiration from some of the greatest novels, just like what we mentioned earlier. What's more interesting is that reading books would cost less and keep you entertained for longer. Just at the local library can introduce you to numerous entertaining novels. You can find books of any topic that you like or you find interesting and keep yourself entertained. If you cannot go to the library or do not have access to any library nearby, you can even scout for them on online sources. Numerous online stories have free ebooks to read. Okay, just like what we mentioned, you won't have to pay so much for just obtaining a book, or even in the library, all you have to do is rent the book and return it on time. In a movie, you have how many hours? Maybe 2 hours, the longest. And sometimes it's always, even if the movie is that long, depending on the dialogue or what's going on in that movie, what happens when it finishes, it feels like there's something missing or there's something not clearly told. But when you read the story or read a book, continue to you take all the time you want to read it, and it doesn't cost that much. So these are the things that help, reason why we should read more. So from health benefits to getting smarter, there are numerous benefits that regular reading can offer. Reading opens up doors to new worlds, provides entertainment, boosts the imagination, and have positive neurological and psychological, physiological benefits. You can expect to enhance your knowledge about so many things if you just develop the habit of reading books regularly. It might appear boring unless you start, but once it is assured, once you get a grip of reading, you will be thankful yourself for this habit. So now all of you have to do it. Keep reading. So we should keep reading. Okay? Just like all the things that we mentioned, how reading benefits us. It benefits us in so many ways. Obtaining so much knowledge, using your imagination, all of those things help us in this life. Okay? So we should get in the habit of reading. Okay? So we have a Christian music video that will be played. It's entitled Happy Victory. So let's all enjoy the Christian music video entitled Happy Victory. Okay, so we'll just continue. Huh? Brother Enoch, what did you learn so far in our program today regarding reading?
Okay. Tonight's topic has really been helpful to us. It has really been of great help in many ways because I've learned personally that if I need memory improvement, I just have to choose a book. I get time, I sit down, I concentrate, I read it. If you want to be updated, if you want to get knowledge, just have to read. If you want some peace, sometimes, as we said, tranquility, for example, you might be going through something, but when you sit down, then you grab a book of that choice that fits in your situation. Sometimes you read and the stress that you have been going through sometimes goes away. So let's uh, let's develop a habit of reading at least after our normal day's work. When you go back home in the evening, you're seated there, of course, in a quiet place because they don't read in a noisy place. A quiet place, just grab like 10 to 15 minutes, even sometimes beyond that. You sit down, you read. So I encourage our brothers and sisters out there, let's develop a habit of reading. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Brother Enoch. Sister Doreen, do you, what have you learned on our program today?
I've learned a lot. Oh my gosh. The most thing I've learned, I can learn new facts, concepts. I can learn a lot from reading, from the concept of today. It helps me to improve my literacy so much. So it's a really a better lesson to me tonight.
Okay, thank you, Sister Doreen. And for me, even reading this, we've learned so much. It helps knowing that, finding out that it helps you in the medical way, right? When it comes to health and the brain, about Alzheimer's and dementia, how it can slow down. So we everyone, let's continue to read whatever kind. It could be a novel, could be self-help books, mystery books, crime books, uh, even manga and the comic books. Even though that they're small little phrases, you're still reading, and those are also enjoyable. Okay, I know that there are some in the live comments. They're bringing up some of these manga books that they're also reading, and that's good. Okay. Okay, so before we end, Brother Enoch, do you have anyone that you would like to give shout outs to at this time?
Thank you for our shout outs to our executive minister, Brother Dr. Manalo, our district supervising minister here in the District of Northern Africa, Brother Danilo Pasqua, our beloved resident minister here in Kampala, Kuya Ryan Paule, then Brother Brian Fesalton, our district CFO overseer, and Kuya Edwin, receive my warm greetings also. Thank you so much, Kuya Edwin, for having us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Enoch. Till next time, brother. Sister Doreen, is there anyone you would like to give a shout out to?
I first want to thank you for this program. And I also have to say thank you to Brother Brian. I say hi to Brother Eduardo Vimanel, the Executive Minister, and all viewers tonight. I really thank you for taking your time to join us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Doreen. I would also like to give our thanks to all those who are participating in the live chat. Thank you so much for commenting and greeting one another. It's really nice to see how even a lot of brethren, even around the world, has joined in our program, and it makes us all feel happy that everyone is tuning in on the INC Radio Africa. Let's all do so. Let's all support uh, all the INC radio programs that are being launched, in the YouTube and Facebook. Let's use all those social medias to watch all of the programs in the INC radio. We'd like to give a special mention to Brother Samuel Estupito, our executive producer, Brother Arnel Solano, our INC radio station manager, Brother Brian Fisaraton, Brother Jackson Liwanag, and Brother Nico Jimenez, our three district CFO overseers that are on three districts here, Brother Danilo Pasqua, Brother Rico Del Rosario, and Brother Ray Mimbrere, the three district supervising ministers here in Africa, to our brother Angelo Eranio V. Manalo, our Christian Family Organizations coordinator, and most especially to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much, po. And thank you everyone for tuning in here on INC Radio Africa. Till next time, take care always.